course you are born and this is not yet a problem. Then you go to educate yourself and that is fine too. Finally, with all the skills and expertise you have acquired, you are ready to work and make your country's GDP. So you apply, get the dream job, start nailing it and bang! International Labour Organization issues statistics about work-related mortality in EU27, EFTA, EEA, candidate and pre-accession countries. And just like that, a wake-up call.
This is your wake-up call, pal. Go to work.
ILO reports issued regularly state that there are 6,300 deaths every single day globally, meaning there are 340 million occupational accidents and 160 million victims of work-related illnesses annually. What are the most common causes of those alarming statistics? Diseases related to our jobs like cardiovascular and respiratory cases initiated by factors in a workplace. Long working hours accounting for 750,000 deaths each year. And age, as we are aging population which is getting more and more vulnerable to work-related health hazards. All of the above shows that our working environment needs special consideration. According to TME's sales statistics, most often searched for occupational safety and health protection equipment is eye, hand and respiratory protection. Additionally, there are labels, tapes and signs, hearing, head and face protection, and finally protective clothing. These are fields you as our customers pay highest priority to. Knowing that, we are constantly increasing TME's portfolio of such products. What's more, TME catalog specifies exactly which standards are met by each of the available products. Just use the filters. Okay, I believe I scared you hard enough. But you know what they say? You want to stay safe, so you need to make friends with your enemy.
Hello, my little friend.
Imagine you work in a company that keeps bees and sheep. In both cases, you possibly don't want to get stunk or dirty. There are limits to animal loving. And if I ever want to try to work here, first I would go with this 3M protective uniform coverall full 565, which is designed to protect against hazardous dusts, certain light liquid splashes and certain light liquid sprays. You can wear it anytime you are exposed to non-hazardous particulates, as I said, liquid sprays or splashes, gases, vapors or even acids and alkalis, if chemical is compatible with this uniform's material. Expected life shelf is about 7 years when stored properly. Usage lifespan depends on how much you like risks and how close you cooperate with bees and sheep, and of course, only in some companies. Imagine your company has the best and one of the biggest warehouses in this part of Europe, but it also follows for our own good one of the most restrictive code of rules applying to the warehouse. To get inside, you need appropriate safety footwear. And I don't mean matching the magenta color, I mean protective.
Yep, that's
and
it.
if I ever want to try, I will go with occupational footwear that is made of crazy horse leather, just like the one they make saddles of, strengthened with TPR front and back. A deep tread ensures high footwear stability, absorbs energy in the foot and doesn't absorb water. Your home honey. The sole is made of non-slip rubber and these shoes like kind of wine. The longer you keep it, the more unique patina it develops over time.
Cheers!
Do you know why you were able to imagine all the previously mentioned examples? Well, possibly because you keep your heads safe and sound. Head injuries are among the most common ones you can get while working from heights or close to unguarded and moving machinery parts. In any kind of head injury, your hair and scalp don't do much to protect your brain. Still, wearing a hard hat can reduce possible brain injury by 80%. Hard hats work against two types of impact. The first is to reduce the impact from the top and the second from top and sides. Before I start working on potentially thrilling sites like TME's high storage 21-meter crane, I might like to put a hard hat on it with tough PE shell for excellent shock absorption, 6-point Terrell & Comfort cradle for a comfortable fit, pin lock adjustment for a snug fit and electrical insulation to 440 volts for enhanced protection. Now, whatever hits your head, however hard, with this one on, you will be able to enjoy even the most exciting and extreme places of work. I've never seen a welder doing the job live, but I've seen The Empire Strikes Back, where Chewbacca was welding wearing protective goggles.
Joey!
Do you know why? Because he realizes wearing it protects the eyes and their vicinity against welding radiation, optical radiation, or hot and cold splinters of melted metal. Lacti Pro welding goggles will also ensure a degree of protection against sinter, sun rays, or when seam heating. What's more, they are resistant to low energy impact with a ball weighing 0.86 grams at 45 meters per second. Technically speaking, it means they are able to resist permanent deformation caused by a ball weighing 0.86 grams flying at your face with a speed of 45 meters per second. The two glasses are connected with a special mechanism enabling you to adjust them to your face. And there is a filter that allows you to view without the need of removing the goggles. How far is from an animal bladder to respiratory protection? Well, not as far as you might think. In the 1st century AD, one of the Roman philosophers created the first animal bladder filter to prevent dust inhalation. Now, here is an animal bladder, and here is a dust respiratory from 3M. I'm not sure how about bladders, but this one is economical, low maintenance and easy to handle. It protects against gases, vapors and particulates. Low-profile design minimizes interface with field of view. It's equipped with cradle head harness and easy-fasten neck strap. There is a twin filter designed for even distribution of weight and minimal obstruction to field of vision. Bayonet-style connection allows for a broad variety of NIOSH-approved 3M respiratory filters and cartridges that protect your workforce. As you can see, filters and cartridges must be bought additionally, as it is sold without. You know what is really scary? That hand injuries account for 80% of all occupational injuries. No wonder. Hands are versatile tools that perform a lot of intricate functions, actually more than any tool ever created by humans. And about 70% of those accidents could be avoided by using appropriate PPE, specifically gloves, only if workers would like to wear them. Unfortunately, 70% of them don't use hand protection, and if they do, 30% does it incorrectly, choosing wrong type or simply wearing incorrect fit of gloves. Whatever you do, match the potential health threat to the gloves you're wearing. Remember that touch is the most enjoyable sense. Stick your hand into a bag full of coffee grains, or like we do here in TME, try to manually count 100 pieces of those little resistors being sent to Hong Kong when you are prepacking. Or do the spirit fingers. Then you know why hand protection is a must. Remember, match specific gloves to a specific task at hand. Latex gloves are used for chemical resistance, laboratory work or insulation. Leather or cowhide gloves are used for protection from splinters, sharp edges or hot and cold temperatures. Rubber ones are used for chemical resistance or electrical protection. Hearing PPE is something that should reduce the noise energy that enters and abuses your inner ear and is aimed at workers who experience the noise of 80 decibels or more over an 8-hour work shift. I believe you are obliged mandatory by law to protect hearing of your workers if it exceeds 85 decibels. So, you can go like this, blah, 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 blah. If you still listened, and you can do it because you have hands and fingers protected, but if you can't because you didn't pay enough attention to proper protection of hands, you can go more professional and apply banded earplugs by Milwaukee. With 3-point wear above head, below chin and behind the neck, pivoting arms adjust and rotate the band to a secure and comfortable position while being worn. Earplugs can be worn continuously even if the wearing position is changed. Actually, you can adjust earplugs independently from a band. There are extra foam TPR flanked earplugs included. Band itself is comfortable enough to be used for a long time. Remember to buy and wear only fully certified ear protection, as ear loss is irreversible. WMSD sounds exciting, fun, thrilling? Actually, it stands for Work-Related Musculoskeletal Disorders. Not yet there? Well, let me explain. A lot of fatigue goes through our body just due to excessive standing. Excessive standing doesn't allow blood from your legs and feet to be brought back to your heart. You start suffering calf swelling and proper circulation gets limited. Why? Because while standing in one position, your calf's muscles stop contracting and don't push the blood through the veins as they should. To avoid this condition, which practically comprises the most common health-related issues in EU, workers should start using anti-fatigue mats. While standing on it, you can gently move your feet by using mat cushioning system. This way, our feet adjust to the ground better and you experience much less threat to your joints, nerves, tendons, bones and tissues. Why? Because your muscles start to work properly again, letting for the regular blood circulation to flow. This dual-layer mat provides balance of comfort and isolates you from cold concrete floors. The foam inside doesn't compress over time, so it will soften pressure on joints for longer. It doesn't only keep muscles warm and engaged, but also allows oxygen and nutrient delivery to be kept on healthy levels. So if I ever want to try it, I might join TME warehouse crew to be able to enjoy the benefits. As TME takes care of workers' health and well-being, in 2021 we've started buying those mats, and till today we are satisfied with the improvement that they have brought to our warehouse team. To keep your workers safe and company OSHA or EU OSHA compliant, you must follow international safety symbol standards. Simpler, for the label to be compliant with international safety symbol standard, it should keep the design and the color unified and identifiable. But this is just me talking about it. Now I would like to take you on a trip around TME's warehouse and show you in reality how EU OSHA labels and size can save your day.